Hey, David, how's it going? Good. Testing, yes, it's working. Hold on a second, let me just get this sorted. 1 second. All right, not a long stream. We gotta go. I thought I'd come on and just do something very simple. Oh, that's bad. It's probably just potential ideas. All right, let's have a look quickly at the volume. No changes here. So we're above the point of control. That's good. Actually, that's really good still, even though it doesn't look great. Just hide these. Yeah, hit that. Okay. It's a bit of a swing failure yesterday. Quite a strong piercing candle, swing failure. It's quite a nice 12-hour candle, to be honest with you, because it closed higher. So Bitcoin isn't too bad at the moment, to be honest with you. There's a nice fresh daily level underneath us. I don't mind tapping that daily level, to be honest with you. I'm getting people bearish. Basically where we are. We're just kind of stuck. Stuck in a range, as always. It does look like a bit of an Adam and Eve pattern forming, doesn't it? A little bit. Just a little bit. Adam, Eve. At the moment, that's what it looks like. A little bit of an Adam and Eve pattern forming. Range bound, but kind of higher lows, higher highs in this price action. So where would be the higher low? Probably off these lows, these actual lows type thing. Maybe however you draw that. Above the point of control, which is good. It's going to get bearish if we lose it. And you're bullish when you reclaim it. You know, that's kind of how it works. We're kind of trapped a little bit in the price action. Perfect, look at that. Daily level, local range, point of control. It's really good long here. Area to long. And golden pocket off those pivots. It's really the area to longer if we can get down there. For another kind of higher low, higher high here. That'd be nice. I don't know, because look, we're getting a little reaction off point control, but bam. Be nice. If that happened, that would be a really good place to start longing into the point of control, into the daily level, into this golden pocket area. If we're given that chance, that would be great. For kind of another higher low here, kind of rounding this bottom for more higher highs. It's kind of where we are with Bitcoin at the moment, probably. Let me just have a look at the order flow to see if there's anything interesting there. I can see a little bit of bullish divergence on this range forming. See shorts are opening up in this range. See that? Lots of shorts coming in. We're kind of at the VWAP at the daily open. Look at the CBD, it's gone down. Bum, 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 bum. Open interest going up. So we can see that there's shorts forming on this range. This is bullish CBD. And yesterday we were getting bearish CBD at the highs here, which I indicated in Discord after we had that drop. It's just kind of going flat at the moment, but you can see it looks like those shorts opening up in this range and it's being absorbed at the moment. So that's actually considered bullish until it becomes bearish. No one really knows how that's going to play out. Price going up isn't really longs opening, taking the price up. It's shorts closing. There's a few longs opening there, pushing the price, but this is just like a short that's closed. No buying tails here. There's buying tails down here. Where is that? 9620, but this is really the buying tail here in this single print here. So 95890. 95890. Let's just have a look at where those single prints are. It's much lower, huh? These single prints. Nine five 950. Basically, you got single prints down here. While I say that would be a good area for a reaction, you know, shit happens. The price can actually go much lower, for a bounce much lower. So the reclaim here would be quite important to see for a reversal, because it could push through lower, hit those single prints. We have to see, we're getting a little bit bullish reaction now on the point of control. So the only caveat here would be if we kind of just couldn't get underneath the point of control. ETH BTC got sold. It's into the daily level here on ETH BTC. 4 hour closed lower, which wasn't great. So it's not a reversal candle just yet on the 4 hour time frame. It's a continuation candle, and you have that same kind of price action behavior with the ETH chart. You see 4 hour close much lower, and so we're getting the pullback now, and then we'd just like to see that reverse or go lower. And that's probably going to be where Bitcoin finds support. So Bitcoin is still okay at the moment. It's still looking okay, but it's range bound. And ideally, we want to go down to go up, ideally. Let's have a look at Solana. Solana's looking pretty miserable. So Solana likes to pump and dump. Pump, 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 dump, dump, dump. Solana's got that characteristic. So when you see Solana looking quite strong, that's a good indication that the market's strong. When the Solana's looking weak, it's a good indication the market is weak. We're into the golden pocket now, but looking at this, it's not really the place that you want to necessarily long. You kind of want to long down here at the lows rather than the golden pocket, just because of the way the price moved up. There's lots of there's not much liquidity here. see probably coming down to the lows for a test. Again, the 4-hour candle closed poorly, so we've got some poor closes. 12-hour looking quite weak there, but the daily level isn't bad. You had a bullish engulfing, you've come all the way back down to the lows. You kind of want a strong close at the end of today, whether it holds here or whether it just goes down and then comes back up. Yesterday we had a bullish engulfing, which is a strong bullish candle, and ideally today you want to close on Solana. You want to close basically above that level. You just want to close above 50 fib of the previous day, the body basically. That's kind of where we want to close on Solana. Let's have a look at SUI. SUI's looking not bad. The problem is that you go up, you take the liquidity from the highs, and the next destination is the lows. And so again, the same thing's happening with SUI. Got a really bearish 4-hour candle, closed lower underneath the local point of control. So with a token like this, just looking for the pullback, maybe for a higher low, maybe for the golden pocket area, just for a higher low, for a higher high type situation. Point of control in the highs, that's not bullish, it's actually quite bearish. So possibly all the way down to the lows. Possibly. There's all possibilities, huh? Right now. Doge, let's have a look at Doge. Doge is looking quite good, huh? But it's hard because it's grinding up. Had a really nice bullish candle yesterday, bullish engulfing, closed higher, and from daily open we're pushing up higher. But again, if the market starts to look a little bit shaky, then we could get a pullback here, and that's actually what you're looking for. You're looking for the pullback rather than just trying to buy the grinds. You're looking for the pullback into support. But it is, again, this is looking like an Adam and Eve pattern, huh? A little bit. Very similar. These do fake out, huh? These Adam and Eves, and then you go to the neckline. It looks like it wants to break out. It fakes out, and it goes to the moon. So you just got to be aware of that. Thing about these patterns is that the market can see them, and so that's not good, huh? If the market can see patterns, and you'll get counter traders trading these patterns against these patterns. So that's kind of a really quick, short update on the main things. I think just right now we just need to see kind of what happens next with BTC. It's range bound, it's not going up or down, it's going sideways, showing a little bit of weakness because of the swing failure of the highs, rejection from this single print area, and ideally you just want to go much lower here, pick up liquidity, fill the gaps, find support for another kind of range bound price action for a higher low here to continue this kind of curve that we're seeing type thing. See a little bit of a curve forming here for some kind of Adam and Eve, maybe with a fake out of the neckline, and then who knows what's going to happen next. No one really knows. I think tomorrow is going to be an important day because we have the weekly close. Last week was a pretty good weekly close because we closed higher than the previous week. This week we've got quite a nice bullish reaction, so possibly next week we have a really bullish continuation here, reversal on BTC potentially. I mean, it could always go down, but that's kind of what I'm thinking, just because we're putting in higher lows here. Excuse me. And again, BTC closed badly last week. This is actually quite good, a little bullish green candle. Maybe next week can be another bullish green candle, and we can get out of here. And the same thing with these. I mean, these green ones could lead to lower prices, but typically the reaction suggests that it's probably going to go up again, suggests that And again, with Solana, we didn't have a bad weekly close because it closed higher. This is not bad either, to be honest with you. So potentially we could go up. And obviously SUI, look, that's really nice. It's a really nice bullish reaction there. So we're seeing some potential reversals on these weekly time frames. Obviously Cake is the one that's in the spotlight. Look at that, really strong bullish hold here, and then got really nice bullish reaction. So potentially that is the flavor of the month if we get a nice pullback there. All right. What's going on with TRVL? Well, nothing really. Nothing's changed. We keep on putting lower lows. I think when it comes to TRVL, as I've always said, we're in a buy zone. We're in a buy zone because we're at all-time lows. Okay. That being said, what we're experiencing now is just the price, is the momentum of the downtrend continuing. Yeah, so you kind of have to wait for the downtrend to evaporate. That will take time. As I've always said, it's going to take time for the downtrend to evaporate. And as I've already explained in previous streams, there's no rush to buy into this at the moment, or to continue buying. You could. It's not a bad place in terms of price if you're using a kind of a time-based dollar cost average strategy. But the reality is that I'm still tracking this higher time frame fib, trend-based fib, time-based fib. That kind of gives me a low somewhere in April, somewhere in the later part of April. There is a 1-to-1 on this fib extension at about 0.0414453 thereabouts. And so right now, when you're looking at the price, we are a good 17% away, 16% away from that area. That's probably going to be the first area of significant, potentially significant slowing down, just simply because it's a fib extension. But obviously it doesn't mean it's going to bounce back. It just means it's an area where the price will naturally come to slow down, and that's what we have to see. We have to see if there's a pickup in that area, and obviously if there isn't, then you're looking for a little bit lower. So what we're seeing now is a little bit of uncertainty on the markets, a little bit of fear across all major coins and significantly across all the smaller coins. There's also an ongoing conversation going on in Telegram, which is kind of many people think is FUD. It's not FUD to highlight issues when the price is already in free fall, really. Like, it would have been FUD if some of these discussions were up here, but because we've already made all-time lows, because there's no real effective strategy to get us out of these lows in a timely manner, then I don't think it's FUD to highlight concerns, raise issues, address problems. It's better to do it now when we're at the lows, where people have an opportunity to buy back in if they like the reaction from said people, because at least they can just buy in at the lows. You know, no one's lost any money in that case. You know, you could have sold, you could have bought back in. It's good to do that now rather than potentially in the future where people aren't able to buy back in because of the FUD, okay, for reasons that I can't explain. But I mean, fundamentally, this isn't free fall. It has to slow down. You can't just imagine that this is going to go up in 2 days. It just doesn't work like that. So we just need this momentum to fizzle out. Okay, that's partly to do with the wider market. It's also partly to do with the reaction that we get from Dtravel. I mean, if the reaction continues to be minimal and lackluster, then naturally that's really where the FUD's coming from. The poor reaction from Dtravel, or the poor responses from Dtravel. So yesterday in Telegram, there's been a conversation going, and some rude people here, whatever, get a lot of rude people, radioactive rude guy, keeps on talking about wet dreams, don't know, weird person. But yesterday Cynthia announced something on Night Token again. It was greeted with selling and some discounts. I think fundamentally there's nothing new here that people haven't already heard, and also none of these ideas were accepted in the past. There's no reason why they're going to be accepted in the future or in the present. So that's really the critique, you know, that's really the comment. These ideas aren't new. They weren't accepted by the market in the past. So why would they think that somehow this is going to save the token price? It probably isn't. It's a balance of probabilities. I might be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. Yeah, happy to be wrong. Again, there's a few people raising issues and concerns. There's some people who are aggressively defending Dtravel, not having full knowledge of what's going on. And ultimately, this isn't FUD. This is finally we're getting down to the bottom of what's going on. Finally, yeah. We're not fudding the price. The price has already been fudded, but because Dtravel haven't reacted to the downtrend, they haven't reacted to lower prices. They haven't reacted to the bad sentiment forming in the community as a result of the poor liquidity, the poor volume, and the poor price appreciation, or the significant price depreciation. They haven't responded to that. So Dtravel have actually been fudding the project for a long time because of their inability to respond in a timely manner to people's concerns and to give the community confidence in the direction that they're heading, rather than comprehensive responses. We're getting lackluster responses, which are mostly evasive. Yeah, mostly evasive responses. None of what Cynthia actually raised here addressed any of the issues or questions raised by other members of the community. Yeah, so this update doesn't actually address anything that was discussed in Telegram. Yeah, people here were talking, not me, other people were talking about different things, and you just have to go through it. You can chuck it in AI if you don't want to read the whole lot, but here Ronnie Sidhu raised some issues. Danny, none of them were addressed. None of them have actually been addressed. Lack of engagement. None of them have transparency issues, liquidity. None of these issues have actually been addressed by Dtravel. Yeah, these haven't been addressed beyond for sure. And that's the problem. It's not, I mean, the thing is, you can argue, oh, Mia, you're causing, I'm not really causing any problems. I'm just highlighting that the FUD is actually coming from Dtravel, unfortunately. That's what's happening. Cynthia here writes, you're right, we need to restore current community's confidence. We're sharing a short-term roadmap with hard deadlines tomorrow. Well, you tell me. This was her update yesterday, i.e. tomorrow, according to her previous message. There are no hard deadlines. Oh, well, maybe you can argue there are. February the 21st, February the 28th. This is the roadmap that she's talking about. I don't know. It's very kind of lackluster, and at the moment, there's an accountability issue, there's a transparency issue, and there's a leadership issue because no one really knows who's in charge. I don't know who's in charge. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out, actually. I've been told that it's not the CEO. So who is it? Who's in charge of Dtravel? I want to know. Because that's the person responsible. Whoever's in charge is the person responsible. It's the person who's probably scamming us. I don't know. That's what I want to find out. And so, regardless of everything that's happening in the background, technically, we have to wait for this to settle down. Can't just catch a falling knife. No response from Dtravel as to why the price keeps falling. I can tell you why. It's because the market has no confidence in Dtravel's ability to communicate or to respond to community's concerns. Really, what's going on? They could just give us some assurance about the future. They can at the very least make us believe in their vision, help us to believe or to buy into their vision, and give us the reasons why they think their vision is putting us on the right track with tangible evidence, you know, not just hearsay. But because we're not getting that kind of response, you know, people, that's the real reason why people are a little bit concerned, because we're not getting the right kind of interaction and transparent response from Dtravel. I'm not, so other people aren't either. And while I'm here just trying to my best to kind of address the issues, other people are addressing the issues by exiting. But regardless of what happens, you know, we're coming into really good prices. I think the lower it goes, the more interesting I become into buying more at the right levels with the right reaction. So you think you're mad, but no, I still think this project has legs. I just think we just have to address the issues now at the lows so that we can go to the moon, basically. I think it's a good opportunity to address the issues now. And then it also gives people who are interested in buying TRVL a good price, so that when we do eventually bottom out here, we can go all the way back up to, at the very least, go back up to like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cents. That would be kind of expected. I wouldn't expect this to just go down and down and down. That doesn't make any sense. So in a gist, that's TRVL. Yeah, Bitcoin just kind of, ideally, if we could get a pullback somewhere down here would be nice. Daily level, golden pocket, local point of control, maybe even pushing down further to fill some gaps. There's some gaps down here. Who knows exactly where the price could settle or find support, but you know, we've got some really nice areas lower down, and that's really the place for people to look for longs. Let's see where the reaction is. All right, that's my short stream for today. If I see anything, I'll post it on Discord. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend, and let's see how the weekly closes tomorrow. I think it's going to be really important. I'm wondering if we do get a little bit of a pump tomorrow, to be honest with you, if Bitcoin has a nice pullback today for a strong close for tomorrow, for the end of the week. So what I'm thinking of, we can get a nice pullback on Bitcoin today, and then tomorrow we can have a little bit of a little pump, hopefully with strong close. That's kind of what I'm thinking. All right, have a good evening, have a good day.